All right, so we're diving into evolution today, but not like the boring textbook stuff.
Right.
We're going to be talking about evolution like it's a stand-up comedian. Full of unexpected punchlines and crazy jokes.
I like it.
Yeah, we've got some sources here that are looking at how evolution is less about intelligent design.
Yeah.
And more like a really resourceful improviser just working with whatever they've got.
Yeah, what's interesting is that it often acts as kind of a tinkerer.
Oh, okay.
Cobbling together solutions from parts that already exist rather than starting from scratch. So that's why our bodies are kind of a hodgepodge.
Yeah.
Carrying around all these remnants of adaptations from our ancestors.
So it's kind of like evolution is rummaging through a junk drawer and grabbing whatever's handy and saying like, this'll work.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that explains like why my back aches after a long day of standing. My spine's like, hey, remember when we were fish? This whole upright thing was not in the original blueprint.
You got it.
Yeah.
Our spines were originally designed to move horizontally in the water.
Right.
Not for walking around on two legs.
Oh, man. And then there's those wisdom teeth.
Oh, yeah.
Another souvenir from our evolutionary past.
Yeah, tell me about it.
I practically had to rent a backhoe to get mine out.
Oh, wow.
But seriously, though, why are we still carrying around these seemingly useless teeth?
Well, they were really useful for our ancestors who had diets full of raw meat and tough plants.
Okay.
All 32 teeth were needed to chomp and grind all that stuff up.
Right.
But then you fast forward to modern times with softer foods and, utensils.
Our fancy forks and knives.
Exactly. And now those wisdom teeth are just crowding the party.
Yeah, they're just like troublemakers.
Totally.
But, it's like evolution saying, look, I gave you these teeth. They worked great back then. Deal with it.
Yeah.
But, wouldn't a true designer, get rid of them by now? Why hold on to something that's more trouble than it's worth?
Well, you see, evolution isn't about perfection. It's about what works well enough to pass genes on to the next generation.
Oh.
Sometimes the solutions are elegant.
Right.
And sometimes they're just plain weird.
Yeah.
It's all about making the most of what's available at the time.
So it's starting to see the comedic side of all of this.
Yeah.
It's like evolution is this cosmic comedian saying, check out this wacky adaptation. Bet you didn't see that coming. But are there any examples of these creative solutions that really highlight this point?
Oh, yeah. One of the most classic examples is the giraffe's laryngeal nerve.
Oh, the giraffe.
Yeah, it connects the brain to the voice box.
Ah.
But instead of taking a direct route, it goes on this ridiculously long detour.
What?
All the way down the neck. It loops around the aorta in the chest.
Wow.
And then travels back up to the larynx.
Hold on, it goes down and then back up again.
It does.
That seems so inefficient.
It really does.
Why not just go straight there?
You'd think so, right?
Yeah, especially with a neck like that.
You would think.
Come on.
Well, from a design perspective, absolutely.
Right.
But remember, evolution works with what it has.
Okay.
In fish, the ancestors of giraffes.
Okay.
This nerve took a much shorter path.
Right.
But as giraffes' necks evolved to be longer and longer, the nerve just kind of stretched along with it.
Oh, wow.
Instead of rewiring to a more direct route.
So it's like evolution just said, well, I'm not going to go back and redo the wiring now.
Basically.
Just make it work.
Figure it out.
Talk about taking the scenic route.
I know, right? And this make, do, and mend approach is evident in other adaptations, too.
Oh, really? Like what?
Like the panda's thumb.
Oh, yeah. The panda thumb.
Yeah.
I've always been so fascinated by that. It's like evolution said, you need a thumb to strip bamboo. Fine, I'll give you a thumb, kind of?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Pandas evolved from carnivorous bears.
Okay.
But they transitioned to a primarily bamboo diet.
Right.
So to help them strip those bamboo leaves, they developed an extra thumb. But it's not a real thumb.
What?
It's an enlarged wrist bone.
Oh, wow.
That's been repurposed.
So they're using a spork to eat their dinner.
Kind of.
Functional, but not exactly ideal.
Yeah.
But wouldn't a true opposable thumb be more advantageous?
It would seem so.
Why do you think evolution took this seemingly less efficient route?
Well, because, as we've already talked about, evolution often opts for the path of least resistance.
Right.
In this case, modifying an existing bone was a simpler solution than evolving a whole new digit.
That's fascinating.
It is.
Evolution is so weird.
It really is. And it really highlights that evolution, it's not goal-oriented.
Okay.
It's a constant experiment. And sometimes the results are more like a happy accident than an actual grand design.
So it's less about reaching like some perfect endpoint.
Yeah.
And more about just like rolling with the punches and seeing what sticks.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah, it kind of makes you wonder like what other bizarre adaptations might be lurking out there in our evolutionary future.
Well, the source material we were looking at today actually asks that exact question.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it brings up some what-if scenarios that really get you thinking.
Oh, like what?
Like, what if humans had evolved with tails?
Whoa, tails.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
Just imagine trying to like navigate a crowded subway with a tail swishing behind you.
I know.
Talk about a fashion challenge.
Yeah, but on a more serious note,
Yeah.
the source also asks, what if we could regenerate limbs like axolotls?
Oh, yeah, that would be incredible.
Now, that would be a game changer.
Imagine what that would mean for medicine.
Absolutely.
Being able to regrow like complex body parts.
Yeah. It would revolutionize the way we treat injuries and illnesses.
Yeah, it would be like something straight out of a sci-fi movie.
Totally.
But it begs the question, like, if creatures like axolotls can do it, why can't we?
Right.
Is there something fundamentally different about our evolutionary path
Mm.
that makes limb regeneration like a no-go for us humans?
Well, it's not quite that simple. Humans have some regenerative capabilities,
Like what?
like healing wounds
Okay.
and broken bones.
Right.
But regenerating an entire limb requires a much more complex set of genetic instructions and cellular processes.
Okay.
So whether humans could actually evolve such an ability
Yeah.
is a really fascinating question.
Yeah.
But it's one we don't have the answer to yet.
Yeah, it really makes you wonder what other hidden potentials might be tucked away in our DNA just waiting for the right evolutionary nudge to like unlock them.
Yeah. You know what's even more mind-blowing?
What?
The fact that human evolution is still happening right now.
Wait, what?
It's true.
I always thought of evolution as something that happened in the distant past.
You know, a lot of people do.
Like dinosaurs and stuff.
Yeah, but it's a continuous process.
Really?
It's unfolding all around us.
Like what? Give me an example.
Okay, lactose tolerance.
Okay.
That's a relatively recent adaptation that arose in some human populations after the domestication of animals and the rise of dairy farming.
Hold on. Are you telling me that our ability to like enjoy a cheesy pizza or a creamy latte,
It is.
that's all because of evolution?
It is a testament to our ongoing evolution.
I always thought some people were just lucky enough to avoid the whole lactose intolerance thing.
Right?
So you're saying that evolution is actually observable
It is.
on a human timescale.
Precisely.
Wow.
And it's not just lactose.
Okay.
Our immune systems.
Yeah.
They're constantly evolving to combat new diseases.
Right.
And even our average height has increased in many populations over the past century.
Wow. Okay, so this is really blowing my mind.
It's pretty amazing.
It's like we are living, breathing evidence of evolution in action.
We are.
But if evolution is still happening, then where is it taking us?
That's the big question.
Yeah, like does it have some sort of grand plan for humanity?
Not really.
Is it trying to create some kind of superhuman with all the best traits?
Not exactly, no.
Okay, so what's the deal then?
That's a common misconception. Evolution doesn't have a blueprint. It doesn't have a set destination.
So it's not striving for perfection.
Right.
It's not working towards some predetermined goal.
Not at all.
So it's not like evolution saying, okay, humans need to be faster, stronger, and smarter. Let's get to work on that.
No.
It's more like, here's a bunch of random mutations. Let's see what happens.
Pretty much.
So all those sci-fi movies about humans evolving into some kind of superior species are basically just wishful thinking.
You could say that.
Really?
It's more like imaginative speculation. While evolution is unpredictable,
Yeah.
it's constantly shaping life on Earth,
Right.
including us.
Okay.
We might not evolve telekinetic powers or the ability to breathe underwater,
Yeah.
but we can be sure that future generations will be different from us,
Really?
or in ways we can only imagine.
That's both fascinating and a little bit unsettling.
I know, right?
If evolution is this unpredictable and ever-changing force, how can we even begin to understand our place in all of this?
That's where the beauty of scientific inquiry comes in.
Okay.
By studying the past,
Yeah.
we can get insights into the present
Mm.
and make educated guesses about the future.
Okay.
And by understanding the mechanisms of evolution,
Right.
we can appreciate the incredible journey
Yeah.
that brought us to this point in time.
It's like we're looking through a kaleidoscope.
I like that.
Each turn reveals like a new and dazzling pattern.
It is pretty amazing.
It's awe-inspiring to realize that we're a part of something so much larger than ourselves.
Absolutely. And while we may never have all the answers,
Yeah.
The pursuit of knowledge and understanding,
Yeah.
that's what makes this journey so rewarding.
It really is.
And speaking of thought-provoking questions,
Yeah.
the source material ends with a real humdinger.
Okay, hit me with it.
If evolution could tell your story,
Yeah.
what would it say?
Hmm.
Would it be a comedy, a drama, or a suspense thriller?
Whoa, that's a deep question.
Yeah.
If you think about it, our lives are full of these little evolutionary tales.
You really are.
You know, moments where we adapt and we overcome.
Right.
We pass on those good genes.
Hopefully. So,
I think mine would be like a mix of comedy and drama.
oh, yeah.
Yeah, probably more slapstick than Shakespeare, though.
Huh.
But I never really thought about evolution like telling a story about my behavior. Isn't it more about physical changes, you know?
That's a pretty common misconception. Evolution isn't just about physical adaptations. It's about behavioral ones, too.
Oh, interesting.
The way we act,
Yeah.
the choices we make, those can actually influence evolution,
Oh, wow.
not just for us,
Yeah.
but for future generations, too.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
So you're saying it's not just about whether we, as a species, like develop night vision or something, or
Right.
the ability to hold our breath for hours.
Exactly.
It's about things like our tendency to procrastinate, our obsession with social media. Those things can actually shape our evolutionary path.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Think about the evolution of cooperation in humans,
Okay.
our ability to work together,
Yeah.
share resources and knowledge.
Right.
That's been key to our success as a species.
Yeah.
Those social behaviors,
Yeah.
passed down and refined over generations, have played a huge role in our survival.
Okay. Yeah, I see what you mean.
And they continue to shape us even today.
Our ability to form communities and to trust each other, to build these complex societies,
Right.
those are all behavioral adaptations that have given us an advantage.
For sure.
But those aren't necessarily determined by our genes, are they?
Right.
I mean, we aren't born knowing how to build a skyscraper or write a symphony.
That's what makes behavioral evolution so fascinating.
Hmm.
It's this intricate dance between our genes and our environment,
Oh, okay.
nature and nurture.
Yeah.
Our genes kind of lay the groundwork,
Right.
but our experiences,
Yeah.
our culture, the choices we make,
Right.
they all shape our behavior, which can then influence the direction of our evolution.
So it's like a feedback loop.
Exactly.
Our genes influence our behavior,
Uh-huh.
but our behavior also feeds back into the evolutionary process,
Right.
shaping the genes that are passed on.
It all works together.
That's crazy. It makes you wonder what kind of behavioral adaptations we're seeing right now in the modern world.
It really does.
Are we evolving to be more cooperative, more competitive, more addicted to our smartphones?
Oh, those are all great questions.
Yeah.
And they're exactly what researchers are trying to figure out.
Okay.
Some people speculate that our reliance on technology is driving changes in our cognitive abilities.
Oh, really?
Like, are we getting better at multitasking, processing information quickly, filtering out distractions?
Yeah.
Are our brains actually evolving to deal with this constant influx of digital data?
That's wild.
It is.
It's like our brains are doing a software upgrade to keep up with the latest apps and operating systems.
Huh.
In a way. But what about social media? Is all that scrolling and liking and sharing actually changing our social behavior?
You could be.
Rewiring our brains.
It's definitely possible.
Wow.
Social media has created this totally new landscape for social interaction.
Right.
And it's definitely impacting how we communicate,
Yeah.
how we form relationships, even how we see ourselves.
Right.
Whether those changes will lead to lasting evolutionary adaptations is still up for debate.
It's kind of mind-blowing to think that something as seemingly trivial as scrolling through Instagram could be influencing the future of our species.
It's pretty wild.
But hey, that's evolution for you, always full of surprises.
Exactly. It's a reminder that we're not just passive observers in all of this.
Yeah.
We're active participants, shaping the future with every decision we make,
Right.
every behavior we adopt.
Right. And that brings us back to that thought-provoking question. If evolution could tell your story, what would it say?
What do you think?
You know, thinking about it now,
Yeah.
I think my story would be a testament to adaptability, resilience, the power of community.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be a straightforward narrative.
Right.
It would have twists and turns,
Uh-huh.
moments of brilliance,
Yeah.
and moments of, well, let's just say learning experiences.
Oh.
But ultimately, I think it would be a story of survival. of connection,
Okay.
and of the incredible potential that we all have to shape our own destiny.
That's beautifully said, and I think that's the key takeaway here. Evolution isn't just a scientific concept.
Right.
It's a story that's still being written.
Yeah.
And we are all characters in this grand narrative.
So as we go about our day,
Yeah.
let's all remember that we're not just living our lives.
No.
We're evolving.
Yeah.
Every choice we make,
Ah.
every action we take
Yep.
is contributing to the ongoing story of life on Earth.
It really is.
Who knows, maybe millions of years from now, future generations will look back at our time
Yeah.
and marvel at all the incredible adaptations that shaped our species.
That's a cool thought.
Until then,
Yeah.
keep exploring,
Uh,
keep questioning,
keep learning.
and keep embracing the wonderfully weird and always evolving journey of life.
I like it.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of evolution.
Yeah. Thanks for listening, everyone.
We'll see you next time for another fascinating adventure.